Welcome to the Manager's Tips series, where we look at tips, strategies, approaches and considerations to help busy managers like you with day-to-day management and leadership. CS Training UK Limited are an approved centre for the Institute of Leadership and Management. We offer qualifications, online learning and face-to-face training. Delegation is one of the key skills of any busy manager and is often one of the most underused. A delegation is the assignment of a whole or unit of work to another, giving them responsibility and authority to carry it out. But the question is, who are you delegating for? Now, if you're purely delegating a task that you don't like, or simply don't have the time to do, then we're missing the true value in delegation. This is more than just dumping than true delegation. True delegation takes into account the other person. What benefit do they receive from taking on this task? How does doing this task impact on their sense of value? Is this a skill that they would benefit from developing? Is it that they're actually better at completing this task than you? And if so, has that been communicated? Will this task enthuse and motivate the person? So step one in good delegation is to identify what it is that's appropriate to delegate. Not just the jobs you don't like or you're pushed for time to complete. Step two is to identify the right person. They don't necessarily have to be able to do the task. This can be a developmental opportunity. But of course, you need to be able to support them if this is the case. Step three is to define the task clearly. Identify the timescales and consider the resources that might be needed. Step four is agree on the success criteria and how it fits into the bigger picture of the organisation. Step five, be available for support and give recognition. Now, the way you go about delegating can be helped by recognising where a person sits in the skill-will grid. Skill is the current ability to do the task, and will is the motivation and commitment behind doing it. Now, too many managers focus delegation on those who are skilled and willing, but run the risk of overloading those members of staff, whilst others are just left alone. And this can lead to resentment within the team. Equally, if a manager does not delegate to others because they think that it is quicker to do it themselves, or even worse, that only they can meet the standard required, then you're essentially saying that you do not trust your staff. And that's a strong negative message to give out. So with high will, high skill people, the coaching approach can work best. That is, using inquiry rather than instruction. Asking them how they would go about the task, what resources they need, how they would know that they've been successful, rather than telling them those things. They are willing and able, so recognise that. With high will, low skill, the guidance and support approach works best. Share the expectations, be available to support them through the process as they build the skill. And remember that the time you invest in them now gives you back time in the future. Now, with low will, high skill individuals, the key is to find the motivation. Discuss with them the sorts of tasks or aspects of the job that inspire them or that they will be interested in developing further. These people have the potential to be high will and high skill. And with low will, low skill, there is the need for a more direct instruction and close monitoring. Clarify and set milestones in the process, and monitor these for success. Now, you may have to be prepared to explore consequences for a low will, low skill staff member, as this can be indicative of bigger problems. Delegation, then, is not complex, but does need some thought and planning. So the next time you grab the nearest member of your team and you say, "Do me a favour, would you?" Don't kid yourself that you're really delegating. Thanks for viewing. If you've enjoyed this video, why not subscribe and like what you've seen. See you in the rest of the series.